What's going on, Scorpio? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to or welcome back to the channel. As always, as you are coming into this space, I am sending you all of the good energy and the positive vibes that you may need at this time. If you happen to be interested in booking a session with me, if you happen to be interested in following me on Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, make sure that you check out the description because all of that information is there. And if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so. Make sure you also like the video, especially if you come across some information that like is eye-opening or awakening, right? Just like, oh dang, I ain't never thought about it that way type of information. Give me a like or leave me a comment, please, and thank you. Now, we're going to get into the message. We are going to go into the tarot deck. I have a clarification deck that's here. And before we leave, we will go into the Moonology Oracle cards to get a message from them as well. So, Scorpio, let's get into it. Spirit, you know their hearts and you know their situations. Excuse me. Spirit, you know their hearts and you know their situations. Can you please give us the cards that we need in order for me to be able to deliver the message in the way that you need it to be received? We got something that fell. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right. Spirit, can you give us the cards that we need so that we can give Scorpio the message that they need? Y'all got quite a few. Y'all got a little bit more than normal, so we're going to take them because it came out as a bunch. Give me 1 second. Let me reorganize the space in front of me. All right. Makes sense though. All right. So y'all too, there's somebody in this reading that is like tired of stuff, and I get it. But in order for you to shift that energy, you're going to have to make certain changes. Okay. Underneath it all, there is the Four of Swords. This is that. This is an energy of pretty much saying like, take a step back, rest, relax. You know, bring yourself to like this mental place of peace. Okay. So again, I'm gonna leave that right there because I'm quite sure I'm gonna have to reference that again. But we have a few more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. I think y'all got like 10. Normally we do like 6 to 8. So y'all got quite a few. But we're gonna read what's on the table and then we're gonna clarify a few. And like I said, before we get out of here, we're gonna go into the Chakra Wisdom Oracle deck. So the first card on the table is the Five of Discs in reverse. So this is talking about like worrying about things pretty much that are out of your control, right? And it's coming off as if whatever you're trying not to worry about it. However, that worry is still there underneath it all, and it's kind of keeping you from moving forward. It's kind of keeping you from being able to walk into your passion. And it's coming off as like you're afraid to end something, right? You're worried about what something might turn out like once it ends. Because listen, when you know that something needs to end and then you keep yourself from allowing that ending to take place, then things are just only going to get more complicated, more frustrating, more overwhelming, or whatever the case may be. Your main focus, you want your main focus to be like the things that make you feel good, right? There are people, places, things, conversations, whatever that contribute to you raising your vibration. So if you pay attention to this card, it starts with 1 cup and then it goes into 2 cups and then it goes into 3 cups. So that means that you're raising your vibration. And as you raise your vibration, you're receiving more, right? Those are things that you want to focus on this time, opposed to the negative. I want to say whether it's low vibrational, negative, unnecessary. But then again, it could very much be necessary, because if you're experiencing that in this moment, it's going to put you in a position to know where you don't want to go back to. But you do have the Five of Swords here, and this is like a self-sabotaging energy. So this is an energy of you like not believing in yourself, talking crazy to yourself, talking down on yourself, not thinking that you're not good enough, not thinking that you don't have enough, not thinking you don't have the credentials, or you're not credible enough, not thinking that you don't have the experience, not thinking, just thinking shit about yourself that you really don't have to think. And it becomes complicated, and it seems, you know, awkward, I guess, but people project that energy onto us. So as you were growing up, and even probably still in your life right now, people are so busy pointing out your flaws and what you don't do right, that that's what you see too. Now you're starting to see those things that those people are talking about. That's what you're starting to see in yourself. But you do still do things right. You do still do good for yourself in some areas. How often do you acknowledge that energy? How often do you acknowledge yourself for accomplishing certain things? Even if it's something that you consider to be small, even if it's something that you think, like, I'm supposed to do this, I shouldn't get credit because I'm supposed to be doing this, like, this is my responsibility. True enough. However, you ain't got to show up and do it. It's a choice that you're showing up and you doing certain things, right? You don't have to. Society tells you that you should, but do you really have to? Not if you don't choose to. So when you're choosing to show up for yourself, that's a blessing in itself. That's something to acknowledge. Do you understand? So start paying more attention to like what you do that you consider to be good for yourself, or even for other people or the people around you. It doesn't matter. Just how you show up and you critique yourself, or you criticize, or you shame and guilt yourself or whatever. I want you to start acknowledging yourself just as much. So every time you have that thought of guilt, or you have that thought of shame, or you have that thought of whatever it is that's on that low vibration, I want you to give yourself three things that you've actually accomplished, or three things that you can be proud of yourself for in that moment. All right. Um, we got the Eight of Wands here. The Eight of Wands is like, there is some stuff, like some things need to happen. Some things need to happen, and it needs to happen fast. And it comes right before the Three of Discs, which is pretty much the energy of like working on yourself, right? So quickly, you need to pretty much like start putting in that work. I get it, and I get it, right? You can come and you can get the readings and things like that. You can watch me or anybody else, or you can even pay anybody else to get a reading. You can get the reading, but you still actually have to put in the work. You have to trust the process. You don't want to just expect to get a reading and then think that the energy is just going to shift on its own. You actually have to put in some work. You actually have things that you have to do, things that you have to overcome, things that you have to heal from. It's very simple. Yes. No, it's not easy. I'm not even going to sit here and lie to you and make it seem like it's just easy, right? Um, but it's possible. It's simple. Like I can tell you what to do. The complications, or the complicated part, is actually figuring out how to do it in the way that works for you. But if you stop focusing so much on your problems and you start paying more attention to the solutions, then you open this space of like creativity, right? You open up like this creative flow within you, and you can start creating solutions to your problems. Okay. Again, trust the process and have faith, because the star card is here. And it's like you can pour this into yourself, right? As much as you're giving out, you see how she's pouring things out, but she's pouring things in as well. As much as you're pouring in, like, pour into yourself, pour into you, and then you pour out. Okay? Because if you don't, then you're showing up like a martyr in some sense. Like, you're taking care of everybody else and you're giving to everybody else, but you're not paying attention to what you need to be doing for yourself. And that is something that definitely needs to happen moving forward. That is definitely something that needs to happen moving forward. it needs to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? You can give, but also put yourself in a position to receive, and vice versa. You can receive, but also put yourself in a position to give. And it does not have to be like money. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be just like materialistic or financials. The love that you give, the knowledge that you give, the experience or whatever it is, you can give to people what you have to give. It does not necessarily have to be money. So don't get so caught up thinking like, well, I don't have anything to give anybody anyway. You actually have a lot to give, and obviously more than you probably know. Okay? So, with that being said, we are going to get into some clarifying things. We will start with, I thought I seen three. Okay. We will start with the five of disc in reverse. Spirit, what is the cards that we need in order for us to clarify the five of disc in reverse? You know, our hearts and situations. Can you please give me the cards necessary for me to be able to deliver the message in a way that you would like it to be received? Yep. So that five of disc is saying that you're worrying too much, and you're holding, like, your thoughts create things. Your thoughts create your emotions, or dictate and determine how you feel, and then that dictates and determines the actions. So just as much as you think about all the bad things that can happen, start thinking about all the endless and infinite possibilities that can come from a situation as well, in a good way. Well, oh, it's possible for this to happen, or what if it turns out like this? There it is. Start imagining that everything is going to turn out just fine, instead of worrying about what can go wrong. Okay? And you also want to put yourself in a position to get rid of any of those negative emotions that don't sit well with you. You know what you like to feel, and you know what you don't want to feel, right? So when you start to notice, when you see that this energy is coming over you and you don't like it, start to pay attention as to why it's happening, where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And there is more work that you can do going back, because it had to start from somewhere. Something happens in this moment. This is not triggering you to feel some type of way in this moment just because it's this moment. This is something that you've conditioned yourself to believe in. So now you associate whatever is happening externally with that emotion that you feel. And again, nobody knows how you process information. Nobody knows exactly what it is that you're feeling. So this is something that only you can control and that you can change. All right. Spirit, can we have the cards to clarify the Ace of Wands? We got the Lover's card, we have the Sun card, and then we have the Queen of Discs. I would agree with you there. I would agree with you. I like, you can see this space where you like were just truly in love with yourself. And you're probably just wondering, like, how did I end up here? Like, how did I end up in this space, allowing these things to happen to or around me, or whatever, right? Like, how did I end up here? You can visualize a moment in your life where things were decent. They were decent. Like it wasn't a struggle. It wasn't complicated. You were open. You were receiving. This is what I'm saying. Going back to those last cards, there is something in your past that has put this blockage up, in your heart or in any of your other energy centers, that is keeping you from being able to operate in your authenticity, for you to be able to tap into your passion, for you to be able to experience all the feel good energies that there are around you. There's a lot there. You just have to be willing to really just tap into them. You have to be willing to tap into them, because it started somewhere, right? And this is just, I'm saying that because it's just showing you that this is not something outside of yourself. This is not something that you have to seek and find. It's really something that you have to tap into. Like, you have to tap into it. What was going on with you? How were you able to operate in that space of bliss or peace or freedom, or just being authentic, or confidence and courage, whatever it is for you, right? I can understand why you're like, damn, I remember when I used to be this. I remember when I used to be that. Yeah, and you still are those things. You just have to bring them back up. You just got to bring them back out, because it didn't go away. You just suppressed it for whatever reason. And I'm all with you. I'm all for you. I want to help you bring that energy back out. You deserve it. You deserve to be your greatest self. You deserve to really just love on yourself and be in love with yourself, how you try to show up and love everybody else. but you only can love people as much as you love yourself. So be mindful of that. Spirit, can we have the cards to clarify the Six of Wands in reverse? There's a major decision that needs to be made, I can tell you that. And I think you probably know what it is, what this decision, like, I guess, entails. But it has to do with a very masculine energy that is possibly keeping you from being you. Like and it could be your own masculine energy. However, the things you experience in the inside, when you don't start dealing with them, when you don't deal with them, while they're internal, then they become external situations and circumstances or people, because it's like you manifesting this, because now you have to put yourself in a position for you to be able to heal whatever has been blocked off or whatever is not flowing smoothly or properly within you, right? Again, there is a major decision that needs to be made when it comes down to this emperor energy. And that emperor energy is a very masculine energy, probably kind of standoffish, very firm, but it's keeping you from putting your one foot in front of another. It's keeping you from actually operating how you know how they say you have dominion over all things type of thing. Is putting you in that position where you're like I'm not in control of nothing. Like I'm not in control. You very much so have control over what you're experiencing. You just gotta trust it and not be afraid. Don't worry about nothing. Don't worry. There is nothing for you to worry about. You got to understand, you got to know that you're always being protected. So I would encourage you in this time to do some research on the root chakra and how you can overcome, like how you can heal your root chakra, how you can activate it, or if it's overactive, you know what I'm saying? Like just look into it, because there's smells, there are yoga poses, there is sounds, there are foods, if I haven't said that already, that you can tap into that will contribute to helping you heal that space. And then when I tell you things start to shift and things start to change, I really do mean that. Spirit, what is the message that you have for Scorpios in this deck? Can you please give me the cards that we need in order for them to be able to receive the message? So the first card I'm seeing out is a fiery climax approaches. And it is, listen, maybe it is very necessary, because I was going to say, like, you don't even got to go that far. Like, we ain't even got to do all that, right? But maybe it is very necessary. Maybe things have to blow up. Maybe maybe things have to happen this way in order for you to see things from a different perspective. It says the answers you need are coming. The other card says the answers you need are coming. So this is like, you don't have to go digging and searching and overwhelming yourself for the answers or the information. Or if you're wondering if whatever you're wondering, whatever it is that's keeping you up at night, whatever it is that is taking control over your thoughts, your brain, your daily reality, whatever is living rent free in your head, the answers are coming. They're coming. They're coming. But in the meantime, in between time, I want you to start focusing on the things that make you feel good, not the things that's taking your energy away or making you feel like you're not good enough or making you wonder or worry about what's going to happen if you choose you. Whatever happens when you choose you, I can guarantee you it's going to get better on the other side. Like it's all the fact that you're feeling some type of way, the fact that you are becoming aware of these energies, that's dope to me anyway, because some people never become aware, and some people never question, and some people never want to move forward, right? And then we have people like you who are ready. Like, I done been through enough. I'm tired of feeling this way. I'm ready for a change, right? And being ready for a change is just the beginning, because you're going to have to get yourself ready to start making certain changes. No, everybody's not going to like it. No, people really hold on to the you who you were, right? You're changing all the time, just like everybody, like other people change as well. Everybody goes through some type of changes. So when you start to make shifts in your life to become better for yourself, everybody's not going to want to accept that. But that ain't got nothing to do with you. Push forward. Push, and I think that's where that fiery climax energy is gonna come from, because they're gonna think you acting funny because you're growing. And they want you to stay the same because that's what makes them comfortable in their space. All right. So that is the message that I have on the table. Excuse me again. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you need me, you know where to find me. Until next time, love, enjoy yourself.